Hello everyone, it's Andy from Forest City Coins. Forest City Coins on eBay, third Greenham on the CGC boards. Back again with some new books that just came in from CGC. The first book that we've got here is Scooter Comics #1. I bought this book. It was being advertised as a 5.0 and I thought, I bought it raw, so I thought, you know what, this looks so much nicer than a 5.0. I'll bet you it's going to get a 7 for sure. Anyway, I sent it off and here we go, it's a 5.0. It's a pretty cool good girl art cover. Got the girl turning around like that and the boy's pants are falling off. So this sort of book, this sort of genre is very, very popular these days and gaining a lot of new admirers. So the next book that I've got, I bought this one graded already. It's CGC 9.6, as you can see. Archie's Girls, Betty and Veronica #320. The reason that this book is important is it's the first appearance of Cheryl Blossom. And if anybody out there is watching the new TV show Riverdale, you'll know that she's one of the main characters there and kind of Betty and Veronica's nemesis on the show. But this is a very key book in the Archie universe and it has become very expensive. Not a lot of people were paying attention to it, and it's you know, from 1982 and actually quite difficult to track down. So being a 9.6, this is a very, very desirable book. Okay, this is JoJo Comics #8, which is actually #9. It's a Fox Feature Syndicate book, CGC 5.0. CGC says this is a classic skull cover. I like to call it the classic poo on head cover. If you see the girl there leaning against the skull, she's got some foreign substance on her head and brown in color as opposed to her red hair. So it's kind of interesting with a little bone poking through it. But this book is actually a very cool book. I now own 2 copies of it. I have a 7.5 that's on eBay right now, and very desirable. It's also good girl art, headlight cover, and I think, oh no, it's not bondage. That guy's not tied up and that girl's not tied up, but so we couldn't call it bondage. But it's a pretty cool looking book and sought after by many. So here we have NYX #4. This is the second appearance of X-23, and she is a very popular character in the Marvel Universe. She's in the new Logan movie with Wolverine, and so I don't really know her history, but she seems to be something like another X project where they worked on Wolverine, and they also worked on X-23 and put these adamantium claws inside her. And so she's got her own title, extremely popular these days. This is CGC 9.6. Again, it's the second appearance, but of now a key character in the Marvel Universe. Now this is a very cool book, Unknown World #1 by Fawcett. It's a painted cover, very, very nice. Let's see, Norman Saunders cover. This is the Bethlehem pedigree, so it came out of a the Bethlehem, Pennsylvania collection. It's issue #1, high grade, CGC 8.0. Really, really cool with that skull coming through the door. The girl is obviously scared out of her wits. You can see the emotion and the fear in her eyes. This book I'm really, really, really happy to own, and picked it up from a good friend on the CGC boards. So thank you very much, sir. Now this is a monster book. This is 160 pages. Joe Palooka Visits the Lost City and no number. This came out by Best Books in 1945. I bought it as a 4.5. Unfortunately, CGC didn't agree. They say it's a 3.5. I'm still happy with that. I think it's pretty cool. Being as thick as it was and as old as it was, I definitely wanted to send it off to CGC and get this graded. Actually, I wanted to see what the case looked like, because it being 160 pages, how thick are they going to make this thing? So I'll show you here. It's pretty thick in comparison to another book. You can see it's probably 1.5 times the thickness. So that book is now in my possession and available for purchase if you guys would like it. Now next is a bit of a goof. This is Submariner number 26. It's a Canadian edition. You can see it's made by Superior Comics, 1948, and it got a CGC 0.5. So why did this book get a 0.5? Usually it's a 0.5 if the thing is just beat to death or if it's missing something. And if you probably can't read the label from there, but it says centerfold missing, effects story, tape on interior cover, and interior incomplete. So because I didn't count the pages on this little guy, now I've got, I'm the proud owner of Submariner 26, 0.5. Here's another Good Girl Art book, Georgie Comics number 9. This was high grade. I'm pretty sure I bought it as a 7.5. It's a Timely Comics. It does say a Marvel magazine in the top left corner. So this is right around the time, I think, when Timely became Marvel. But it's Georgie number 9, Good Girl Art, and kind of a comedy. Looks like a toy mouse and the girl's all scared. The guy did that on purpose and he's winking at us. 7.5 is a very, very good grade for this book. As I said earlier, these Good Girl Art books are on fire and people are just eating them up whenever they get a chance. And here is one of the best covers that you're ever going to see. It's a Will Eisner cover, Spirit number 22. Very classic. Nice crisp lines drawn by Will Eisner there. This girl in the center with the red dress and pulling a blade from her stocking. She's got the sultry look to her. Who doesn't like something like this? So this was really low grade. It's a 1.0. I didn't care. I was so happy to buy it. And you know what? I'm on the prowl for any copies of this book. If you guys have one, just reach out to me and we'll see if we can hammer out a deal. But this is very cool and happy to have it in my collection. And here is the last book for this video. It's Candy number 1, brought out to you by Quality in 1947, CGC 4.0. This is another kind of humor book. Candy, Good Girl Art, and she's saying, "Look, Ted, my first pumpkin pie." "Oh, Candy, no." So kind of playing off of the ditzy girl attitude way back then in the late 40s, and you'd probably get into a bit of trouble if you tried to put out a comic like this today. Well, maybe you wouldn't, but you'd certainly get a little bit of backlash. But this is another Good Girl Art book that's now in my possession. So I appreciate you guys watching the videos, and I hope that you keep checking back. Please leave some comments in the comments section and let me know what you think. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.